guys, welcome to Maths Forum. Today we are going to study the graphical representation of the complex number, that is Argand's diagram. So let's study the Argand's diagram. Complex, the topic is complex number, not complexion, it's complex number. Okay, so today we are going to study the first one is Argand's diagram. What? Argand's diagram. And second one is the polar form of the complex number. Polar form of the complex number. First we will study the Argand's diagram, then after that we will study the polar form of the complex number. Okay, so in the last video I have taught that complex number is represented by a plus ib. So let's plot it on a graph, so it will become Argand's diagram. As we know, in a graph, x-axis and y-axis, here x-axis will become the real part and the imaginary axis, y-axis will become imaginary part. So here you can mark A, here you can mark B, so it will form what it is, rectangle or square? I guess rectangle. So it will become B, so it will be R, where R is the modulus, where theta is the argument. What is theta? Theta is argument. Argument means what? The inclination from real axis to the modulus. Okay, inclination from real axis to modulus. Okay, so let's find out the value of A and B. So from here, what is cos theta? Cos theta is nothing but A by R. So A will become R cos theta, right? I hope you guys know the formula of cos theta. It is adjacent upon hypotenuse, right? So let's find out the sin theta. What is sin theta? Sin theta is nothing but B upon R. So it will become B is equal to R sin theta. Now let's substitute A or B in the complex number. So it will become R cos theta plus I R sin theta. R gets common, get R common, that will become cos theta plus I sin theta. Right? So this is the polar form of the complex number. Polar form of the complex number, where R is equal to modulus, that is A square plus B square. You see here, from Pythagoras theorem, R square is equal to A square plus B square. Now get the square root of R. You will get square root of A square plus B square, right? So R is equal to root of A square plus B square, where if you take a theta, what is tan theta? Tan theta is nothing but B upon A. So theta will become tan inverse of B by A. This is the argument of the complex number. This is the argument of the complex number. As we know, I have told you that theta is the inclination from real axis to the modulus. It is always positive. What? It is always positive. Modulus, where R, you can also write it is modulus of Z. Modulus of Z. So in the last video, I think I have told you that to take a modulus from for any complex number, you have to just write square root of A square plus B square, like whatever the number. Don't care if it is a negative or positive, anything. So the modulus will be same. If we have a complex number Z is equal to A minus IB, then the modulus will be same. A square plus B square, square root of A square plus B square, right? So we have studied the Argand's diagram, how to represent a complex number in a graphical in a graphical manner, and we have studied the polar form. Now we are going to study the Euler's form. Okay, so now the next is the properties of modulus and the arguments. Okay, so what is the properties of modulus and arguments? So the first one, the arguments of complex number. Suppose we have two complex number, that is complex number z1 and complex number z2. So what is the argument of that complex number? Argument of z1 into z2 is equal to argument of z1 plus argument of z2. Okay, suppose it means we have a two complex number, we have two complex number, that is z1 and z2, and we are going to multiply it. Okay, we are going to multiply it, that is z1 into z2. Okay, so argument of z1 into z2, argument of z1 plus argument of z2, that is theta 1 plus theta 2, right? Suppose we want to divide two complex numbers, that is z1 divided by z2, so the argument will be argument of z1 minus argument of z2, that is theta 1 minus theta 2. Suppose we have argument of z raised to n, so it will be n into argument of z. It means that we have a same complex number two times. Suppose z is equal to 3 plus 2y, z is equal to 3 plus 2y, z1 and z2 will be same, so it will be argument of z raised to n, that is 2, so 2 will come in front, so it will get multiply argument of z, that is 2 times theta, right? What is the properties of modulus? That is z1 into z2 will become modulus of z1 into modulus of z2. z1 divided by z2 will become modulus of z1 divided by z2. z into z bar equal to modulus of z square. Okay, so the next one is Euler formula. So the next one is Euler form, how to represent a complex number in Euler's form. Okay, as we know the Cartesian form of the complex number. What is Cartesian form? That is z equal to a plus ib. It is a Cartesian form of the complex number. Okay, what is the polar form of the complex number? Z is equal to r into bracket cos theta plus I sin theta, right? R cos theta into I sin theta. This is a polar form. What is this? Is a polar form of the complex number. Now next we have the Euler form. What is Euler form? It is nothing but exponential form. That is z is equal to r into I e raised to I theta, where theta is the argument, and r is modulus. Okay, so suppose we have r equal to 1, so it will become z is equal to e raised to I theta, right? So let's take some example. Suppose we have z is equal to e raised to I pi by 4. So here modulus will be 1. Nothing has written, so it will be 1. So the polar form is cos pi by 4 plus I sin pi by 4. What is cos pi by 4? What is pi by 4? Pi by 4 is nothing but 45. Cos 45 is 1 by root 2 plus I 1 by root 2. Right? So from exponential form we have written the polar form, we have get the Cartesian form. Right? It is not a Cartesian, it is a complex number. Okay, it is a value of the polar form. Okay, so I think you guys are getting what I am trying to say. Okay, so the Euler's form is nothing but the exponential form. Exponential form, right? Exponential form. So suppose e raised to I theta is equal to cos theta plus I sin theta. So e raised to minus I theta will be cos theta minus I sin theta, right? E raised to minus I theta will be cos theta minus I sin theta. So what is cos theta? Cos theta will become e raised to I theta plus e raised to minus I theta divided by 2. Just add this 2. So if you add this, so then sin and sin get cancelled. So 2 cos theta equal to e raised to I theta plus e raised to minus I theta. So 2 gets transferred, so it will be cos theta is equal to e raised to I theta plus e raised to minus I theta divided by 2, right? So if you want to get a sin theta, so it will be e raised to I theta minus e raised to minus I sin theta divided by 2y. Okay, now just subtract these 2. So you will get e raised to minus e raised to I theta minus e raised to minus I theta, so equal to 2 I sin theta. So 2i get transferred. So it will be sin theta is equal to e raised to I theta minus e raised to minus I theta divided by 2i. So this is the Euler form of the complex number. This is the Euler form of the complex number. Now we are going to study. Now the next part will be the De Moivre's theorem. How to apply De Moivre's theorem? De Moivre's theorem is a very easy theorem and very important theorem for the topic complex number. So the topic is De Moivre's theorem. Few minutes back we have studied the Cartesian form of the complex number, the polar form of the complex number, the exponential form, or Euler form of the complex number. Now we are going to study the De Moivre's theorem. What De Moivre state? Okay, De Moivre state that suppose we have the complex number z is equal to cos theta plus I sin theta. It means r equal to 1, right? So if we have to find z raised to n, so it will be cos theta plus I sin theta raised to n. So De Moivre state that the power is n, right? So it will become cos n theta plus I sin n theta. Got it? So z raised to n equal to cos n theta plus I sin theta. For example, suppose we have z is equal to cos theta plus I sin theta. We have to find inverse. So it will be cos theta minus I sin theta, right? Suppose we have to find cos theta plus I sin theta raised to 5. So it will be cos 5 theta plus I sin 5 theta. You know, last in a Euler's form we have used this formula cos theta minus I sin theta. From De Moivre's theorem you can get easily. Suppose we have z is equal to cos theta plus I sin theta. So what is the 1 by z? 1 by z will be cos theta, not plus, it's minus I sin theta. How? Now 1 by z you can write z inverse, that is z raised to minus 1. So cos theta plus I sin theta raised to minus 1. So it will be cos minus theta. Cos minus theta is cos minus theta is cos theta, right? Sin minus theta is minus sin theta. So from here you will get 1 by z is equal to cos theta. Cos minus theta is cos theta plus I sin minus theta. Sin minus theta is minus I sin theta. So it will plus minus become minus. So 1 by z will be equal to cos theta minus I sin theta. Now just add this to z plus 1 by z. You will get 2 cos theta, right? Z plus 1z. So I sin theta get cancel. So cos theta is 1 upon 2 z plus 1 by z. So similarly sin theta will be 1 upon 2i z minus 1 by z. Okay, from De Moivre's theorem, right? So this is it, guys. So these are the formulas for the topic complex number. Now from next video I'm going to explain some problems, how to solve the problems of complex number. So I will cover the varieties of problem like type wise, so you people get more understanding on the complex number, how to solve the problem of complex number. So it will helpful for you. So if you guys like my video, then hit like and do subscribe and please share it. Okay, thank you.